Good morning, everybody. It is February 12th, and here's your plan of attack. And really, show of hands down there. Tell me in the comments section how many of y'all thought I would not make another one today. I mean, it's fair to say that someone out there thought I wouldn't. I mean, I would probably bet that I wouldn't either. But here I am. But let's keep this ball rolling, like I said. All right, so here's my plan of attack. If you are unaware of what this actually is, this is basically my plan on how I'm looking to trade 0 DTE options in SPX, or if you have a small account, you do it in ES Futures, things of that nature. All right, and so first things first, let's take a look at if we have any economic data coming out while we are during our trading day. So it looks like Britain has government Bailey speaking. But other than that, and that's at 1, I plan to be out of my positions by then, but another FOMC member speaking there. I mean, but they're speaking all the time. I mean, if you don't like to trade during FOMC member speaking, that's kind of obviously your call. But also volatility has been known to creep in whenever these individuals are speaking. So I would say, honor your risk parameters and watch your position sizing. But that is not going to stop me from trading. I'm still going to hop in. I'm just going to watch how I am trading and acknowledge they're speaking and factor that into my options strategy I choose to do. So where I get my edge in trading 0 DTE is I look at big picture and then I narrow it down to little picture. And what I mean by that is I basically just got to forecast how I anticipate today's candle to close. And at the moment, I would really say it's tough to really say. And the reason I say that, it's hard to really say, is because there's no denying like path of least resistances to the upside with this tight little consolidation. And we got our pop up on Friday. And here we are again. And the market is pretty much flat, but it's about as flat as it's going to get for the overnight action. Now, so from there, the one thing that is making me lean more to a neutral day, it might be just a wide iron condor type of day, um, depending. Like I'm going to be patient on today, and I'll show you what I mean here. Where's my other chart? Okay, so the reason I say that is so Keltner channels, right? Those are what helps keep people or traders from it helps you know when things are overpriced or extended, right? And so right here, we're up here at the third ATR from the daily 21 EMA. Not to say it can't keep firing, but I would anticipate it to at least start to slow down a little bit at this moment. You can see most of the time whenever we get outside of it, we start to slow down here. Right here, I would say is a little bit different simply just because the market was pricing in, the market's pricing in rate cuts and all that stuff, and the market wanted to go higher. But you see, for the most part, when we get outside of it, we kind of immediately pull right back in or stay inside the Keltner channels for the most part. There's always outlier moments, kind of like right here, but for the most part, you can see that we kind of stay inside it. So if that's the case, I'm not saying we're going to have a big down candle, but maybe an inside candle. And what I mean by inside candle is if it was to look like this. Right? So what if this is the wick and then we just have like a candle like this and then it stops right here in this little gray zone? Possibly. I don't know. But I'm going to have to be patient on the initiation of the position. Let's go ahead and break it down. But all this being said, I just want to say we're up at the daily or near the daily 30 TR, and it's worth acknowledging that price potentially may slow down. Essentially no news today, but there is news tomorrow. So we'll see how that all unfolds. Now going into my chart, we'll see what exactly we can see here that is unfolding. All right, so what do we do now? So here is last week's POC, or point of control. We have a little HVA here and a little HVA here. This is last week's point of control, or last week's, excuse me, volume profile. Here is today's volume profile. You can see we've been going completely sideways. It explains like we're completely flat. We're right at the 30-minute 21 EMA. Right now, my little cloud is shifting back and forth, which makes sense considering that it is getting all choppy. There is a 30-minute squeeze that is going bullish. The high-low Pro X is up here near 100. It's actually at 86. So what exactly, what can we do with this? Basically, is what I'm trying to forecast here. And what we do know is, based off all this, is the path of least resistance is to the upside. However, we are starting to stall here. And if we do start to pull back, I would look for a pullback to this HVA. Now, where is this HVA? If you're unfamiliar with what HVA means, it means high, I hear high volume area, high value area. Nonetheless, it's just an area where price transacted quite a bit. And where that is down here, right here. So this box right here is actually right here. So with us being extended, and say a price we do pull back, I don't know yet if we're going to. So this is my two scenarios on how I'm going to look to trade it. Sorry, I feel like I started rambling there, so I just decided to like cut it real quick. Okay, so path of least resistance is obviously to the upside. If we do pull back, I would say keep an eye on these lows down here, this gray box, which is HVA. So if we do say we start to break, and then we bounce up that skyline and we hit this 30-minute 21 EMA again, then I'm going to look to go short. But watch this HVA level as your target, right? That's kind of like what I would watch for, depending on what kind of options position you put on. Now, what if price, say this 30-minute squeeze does want to go higher, path of least resistance obviously higher. My hourly cloud right here is obviously showing trend is higher. So, and say the bullish scenario does want to play out. Well, if that's the case, then right here, this squeeze right here is more than likely going to push up. Then I'm going to be patient, just wait for that pullback, and then take it back up there. I mean, it's relatively simple, right? I mean, that's pretty much all you can really do at this point, because it's basically right at the pivot point. If we do pivot, this is where I'm looking for price to hold, or you could even wait for this dip down here and then potentially take it up. But if we do continue higher, I'll just wait for an intraday dip and then take it higher. I mean, can't deny everything is saying it wants to potentially keep going. But that's kind of like I'm looking to do. Just waiting for the break of this pivot in either way, because we're right at the pivot zone. And why do I call it a pivot zone? Is because we haven't moved yet for the day. So we're at the pivot, which is great because it makes a decision tree, for me anyways, relatively simple. Which way we're going to break from here, and whatever way we break, I'm going to wait for that quick rally or pullback, and then just continue in the direction of the trend for the day. We are extended, like I mentioned, at the daily 30 ATR, so a small pullback or inside day does make sense. But if the market continues to keep roaring higher, then awesome. Just wait for it to pop and then buy the dip and participate. So that's really all I have for you. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments section and I will get you your answers. But everyone have a great rest of your day. Start the week strong. And let's see here. Let's see if we do start to break here. What I will note is how these the clouds are starting to shift, so it does have me thinking that this is going to happen like that, potentially. But we'll, like I said, have to wait and see. But like I said, everyone have a good rest of your day. If you're in the small account mentorship, if I do end up taking a trade at 30 L's way, but everyone have a good day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.